Thank you. Commissioner Bray, thank you for your testimony. Thank you for your comments on the New York State Fire Academy at Montour Falls. It's critically important to our region and to the support of our fire companies throughout the state. So I'm happy to hear what you had to say about the administration's commitment to that facility. In regards to cybersecurity and probably ransomware as well, do you feel that at Homeland Security you have enough resources devoted to protecting our our energy grid, electricity grid in the state, whether it's the independent systems operator or the utilities themselves? If you could just comment on where we stand in regards to our preparedness for that, and do you feel you have enough resources for that?
Appreciate that question. So let me say that the threats to our electric grid are both physical and cyber in nature. We're seeing, and actually there was an arrest yesterday made about a threat to the Baltimore grid, we're seeing both physical security and cybersecurity attacks on our grid in this country. We all need to be paying attention to what we're seeing in the Pacific Northwest and the Carolinas and the South. So the primary responsibility for security for the grid is really of the operators, right? Most of the power is provided at the transmission level by private operators, and they are responsible for investment in their security. NYPA obviously is a public operator. They have probably the best cyber program in the state. It's a cyber program that we look to build out for our other critical infrastructure partners, so I feel confident in what they're doing there. Our role is to do the risk assessments with these critical infrastructure partners so that we can feed back to them where we believe they need to be targeting their investment. Number one. Number two, we're adding headcount to do industrial control systems this year in this budget, and that headcount will be focused first and foremost on our grid because of the attacks that we're seeing, and we are focused on helping them understand what we expect they're doing with the private industry dollars that they have.
Are you comfortable with where they're at with your guidance and involvement with them? Are there better actors than others, more prepared than others, and where should we be looking to bolster that protection?
So there is not a person in my job who should ever say that they're comfortable. My job is built to be uncomfortable. I worry so other people don't have to worry as much. So I'm never comfortable. But I am confident that our private sector energy providers do take cybersecurity extremely seriously. I am absolutely knowledgeable to the fact that they have adjusted their security in light of the recent attacks and incursions. DPS is also watching this very closely and working with them to increase their security posture in light of the recent attacks. And NYPA provides cybersecurity services for the municipal power providers, and I think that relationship's essential so that our smaller public providers have a sort of, I mean this in the best of the way, a big brother, big sister looking out for them in this arena.
Thank you. Nobody has brought up last week's issue of the Chinese balloon floating over the country, but it certainly raised an issue from some of how that type of system could deploy an EMP attack on us. Where, as a state, do we stand in regards to the threat of EMPs? Not specifically from the balloon, but that raised that issue, at least in my mind last week, and some of the things I read about it.
Right, of course, when I think of EMPs, I really also think of the threat of space weather, which is sort of the naturally occurring potential for that type of event. I'm happy to brief you offline about the way we think about EMPs and our critical infrastructure sectors. I'd rather do that in a more private setting.
Okay, I'd be happy to do that. It does interest me, so thank you. Thank you both very much.
Thank you.